Celebrate veterans every day here on the First Coast, and that certainly will be the case on the 11th of this month. But many veterans suffer in silence when they return from service with injuries.
Tonight on Your Side's Rich Donnelly introduces us to a veteran who embodies the power of the human spirit. He refuses to let his limitations define who he is.
Wearing a uniform to me was something that represented not only heritage for my family, but it also gave me a meaning of understanding that I was protecting this country. We are the 1% for a reason.
Chris Wolff served in the Air Force for 11 years. The tech sergeant served 3 tours in Iraq and 3 tours in Afghanistan. His last tour in Afghanistan ended in a terrifying way.
Our aircraft was targeted by an individual, and he opened up a white van and shot an RPG at our aircraft.
Fortunately, the RPG didn't explode. Wolff was able to fly home and received a medical exam upon arrival.
And at the time, I received a vaccine, a nasal spray flu vaccine, and 19 days later after receiving that, I woke up paralyzed from the neck down.
The CDC has documented extremely rare situations where a disorder in certain people can lead to the flu vaccine attacking a person's immune system and damaging their nerve cells.
I laid in a hospital bed for 2.5 years. I was paralyzed from the neck down as a C5 quadriplegic. And that's what the prognosis was. I was going to be a vegetable. I was told I'd never breathe, eat, walk, or do anything on my own again.
The life outlook for Chris Wolff was extremely bleak after his paralysis in 2008. But through sheer determination, he made a change.
For 2.5 years, I just yelled at myself internally to do something. And about the 2.5-year mark, I lifted my left hand up off the bed, about 1/4 of an inch. And I knew that if I was able to do that, I could do more.
That 1/4 of an inch may have well been a mile.
And the fire from that point on just kept growing when I lifted my left hand off the bed.
From there, Wolff underwent electrical therapy and swim therapy to reteach his muscles how to move.
From that point on, I've been able to change what is going on. And now with this, I have the ability to stand and walk. And my prognosis at that time was that I was going to be paralyzed.
Once again, this was just the beginning of a new life for Wolff. A friend and fellow wounded warrior asked him to go skiing down a mountain in Washington State.
And I started laughing and like how does somebody in a chair go skiing?
But there was a way. Chris's life forever changed through adaptive sports.
Within 15 minutes in there, I was put in a monoski and we just bombed this mountain. I was probably doing 60+ miles an hour, is what it felt like. And just feeling that rushing feeling of now I'm able to do something more. Now I can take this chair and move this chair to a mountain.
He's conquered many mountains since that time. Through the Wounded Warrior Project, Wolff competes in Spartan races. He even showed us his collection of chairs for different adaptive sports.
It's got lots of torque.
Yeah. And then we went for a ride.
It's exhilarating because I'm not confounded to relying on somebody to do something for me. Every time that I do these events, I am pushing my limitations. I am pushing my strength. I am gaining more and more ability as I'm going.
These days, Chris Wolff is happily married with 3 kids. The Wolff Pack, as he's titled his wife and kids, 2 of which were born after he was paralyzed. He also has a sense of purpose that was inconceivable, laying paralyzed in a hospital bed 14 years ago.
The Wounded Warrior Project saved my life. The programs that they set up, the veteran just needs to show up. And once you do that, it opens up avenues that you never thought would ever do for you.
Chris Wolff hopes to introduce other veterans to adaptive sports and plans on progressing to the point that he can walk his daughter down the aisle when she gets married. Reporting in Jacksonville, Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, on your side.